moving them up here. And then I'm going to move that one up too. Okay. And what's this like? So cloudy with a chance of showers and still just barely. Okay. Okay. All right. That gives me a good baseline. I will fix accordingly and let Peggy know as well. Okay. If you're noticing a consistent amount of quiet, like that it's too quiet consistently, boost it up a little bit. If we are just at the bottom of the green, then boost it up a little bit, because I'll try and keep it at a, I did try and test the microphones one by one for back in studio yesterday, but if you're noticing that we're consistently too quiet, just notch it up so that we're in the green. But if it's unpredictable, then I don't want you to have to ride the levels every 2 seconds. So does that make sense? Okay. Yep. Sorry, because we are broadcasting that into the room here. So as long as, yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, just bring the pot down. Yeah. And we don't have sports. There's no sports. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, sounds good. I'll have my phone at, arm's reach. So if you need me, I'll have it on vibrate, but if you need me, just keep calling or texting or whatever. It's fine. Okay, bye.
Okay.
I'm about to shout. 2.
Check 1, 2.
7 minutes.
Daniel, can I have this mic up for a second? Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Yay! We are not live yet. For those who don't know, my name is Craig Norris. I'm the host of the morning edition here on CBC Radio 1. We are not live to air yet. We're going live in 7 minutes. I don't know how many of you are awake at this time of the morning and listening to the first time we hit the air, but we do hit the air at 5:57 for 2.5 minutes. Just Joe can do some headlines, Jackie can do some weather. We can let everyone know what's coming up on the show. We're in about 7 minutes, we're going to be live to air, and then, yeah, that's really all you need to know right now. We'll have more information for you coming up at 6. I'm glad to see it. Did everyone get a coffee yet? Matter of Taste is back there, pouring up the coffee, so avail yourself of that for sure. We'll be back in about probably 6 minutes. Ooh, that's annoying.
On these things?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Sorry?
No, I was just looking.
Oh.
So, like, yeah.
5 minutes. No. But I'm about to make a... What do you want to do right now? Cell phone's on vibrate now. So maybe Amber can put her cell phone on vibrate. Vibrate.
The auspicious executive producer of CBC K-W, Mr. Gary Graves, right here. Everybody, how about a hand for Gary Graves? He's right here. He just reminded me that we should, okay there? He just reminded me that if you have a cell phone, just keep it on, but put it on vibrate. Take pictures. You can tweet them out. You can Instagram, do whatever. The hashtag we're using is CBC SOTSONT. I think it's written on your, I don't know if we passed out forms, but if you do it, it'll show up here. This is what's happening all over Ontario, and I would like to, if we can, completely commandeer this page at CBC and take over with CBC K-W tweets and Instagram. So feel free to take as many pictures as you want, anytime you want, and the hashtag is CBC SOTSONT. You can see it there.
And vibrate.
And turn it on to vibrate as well, yeah. Or just no ringing. And if it does, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't.
megaphone?
What's that?
It's not a megaphone?
If I,
Why I don't like this. I don't like the way this is. Okay.
we can do that at 6.
Hey, too bad Andrea wasn't here. Marshmallow World. It's Andrea Bellmare's favorite Christmas song right there. She's not here anymore.
1 minute.
In case no one heard that, 1 minute. You okay, Joe? You ready to go?
Oh, yeah. Rock and roll. I pocket dialed somebody, though, on the way here. I don't know who it is.
Just
Hopefully they don't
random
call back.
numbers?
Yeah, it was a 416 number, too.
Rick, you can keep playing. Keep playing. I don't think you need to stop playing. Yeah, keep playing. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I am Craig Norris. It is Friday. It's December 1st. It's Sounds of the Season Day here on the Morning Edition. The time now is 5:57. This morning we are coming to you live from in front of a big studio audience here at the museum in downtown Kitchener. Today we're kicking off our annual food and fundraising drive for the Foodbank of Waterloo Region. We do that with this very special show every year. We have a lot going on, so many guests, a lot of live musical performances, and our food columnist Andrew Coppolino will be here. All of that, and we will still have you to work and or school on time this morning. And now it's over to Mr. Joe Pavia with a look at traffic and some headlines. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Craig. Checking the drive. Actually, it is looking very good this hour. No problems to report on 8 to the 401 or the 401 through the region. I'm seeing some volume spots on the 401 around the air cutoff. No problems on 7 and 24 to Guelph, 85 and 78 through the region. In the news today, construction work on King Street in Uptown Waterloo is finished.
Oh!
That stretch of traffic from Willis Way to Bridgeport Road will reopen at 5 o'clock this afternoon. First time I've ever had an applause for a story. Graffiti was spray painted on 2 gay-friendly churches in Waterloo. Jen Hyde, a minister at the Emmanuel United Church, says the message, "The church will remain holy," was spray painted on a window above its pride flag. I'll have details at 6:30.
Thank you very much, and Joe, I applaud you in this studio all the time. You just never see it. Here's Jackie with a check on our weather this morning. Good morning, Jackie.
Let's try this one. That'll work. All right. Good morning. Mainly cloudy out there right now, 3 degrees. We're going to get up to a high of 5 today with mainly cloudy skies taking us into tonight as well. Low will be at the freezing mark.
Thank you very much. Remember, everyone, if you're listening at home this morning, you can check us out online at cbc.ca/KW. We are streaming the show live for the first time to air. So if you're watching from home, absolutely check it out. And don't forget to tweet at us, CBC SOTS ONT.
Okay.
That was a great job, everybody. Thank you. And look, we'll be totally organic about this. If you feel like you need to applaud something, you know what? Just applaud it. Don't, just because we're on the radio. We're not, you know, making Ming vases here. This is just a radio show. A reminder as well, as I said, CBC SOTS Ontario. Don't forget to head back and get into our draws. All the money, of course, raised today is going to the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. In the shop here, you can check out various things. You can do a selfie back there with some CBC K-W stuff. I want to say that we are absolutely stoked and honored that a lot of you, and I see some very young people here that got up extremely early this morning to be with us, and it means the world to us, and we really appreciate it, and I want you to know that. Thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, like that. You can applaud that. That's. Yeah. How about a hand for Rick Guzik, everybody? Rick Guzik. I don't know how many people listen to the show on Monday mornings. We have Donna Guzik. I do an interview with, that is Donna Guzik's cousin. He's great in his own right. He doesn't need to be anyone's cousin. I understand that. But I will say, Rick, it was Donna that mentioned you to us one day. She's like, so yeah. So it's all CBC all the time. This is our house musician this morning, Amber McLean, everybody. You've heard her on the show before, for sure. We are about 4 minutes away from going live to air, so once again, for those of you just showing up, feel free to take photos. As you can see, they all show up on this wall, and this wall is actually all of CBC Ontario. I'm not saying that we're better than all of the other locations in Ontario, but we are the best. So I don't know how you want to weigh that, but you know. But if you do it, if you tweet and use the hashtag CBCSotsOnt, you can see it like right there. Use that hashtag and it'll show up here. Hey, there's Joe and Peggy right there, everybody. I totally know them.
Yeah, people are supposed to be going back and forth. Oh. That's why it's one thing for you. We try to make it difficult enough for the public. Oh, that's okay. So everybody don't go back and forth.
Okay, hold on, everybody. I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to get a selfie with everybody. Everybody wave.
Good morning.
Hello there. This is Andrew.
Hi.
It's your
Hi,
610.
good morning. Which one? Another one? This one?
So you have a seat here.
Jointing level or just going to assume it's right? Good.
So my parents, my sister,
Yeah, sure.
my sister's
Absolutely.
sister,
2 minutes.
parents are yeah.
Very conducive to talking.
And my parents, my mom and my sister are both watching YouTube broadcasts. And they're like, my mom's like, clearly we're experiencing technical difficulties because they diverted to another program. I'm like, Mom, it's National News. Calm. And then like, Jackie, you're quite busy right now.
One
Well,
minute.
yes, I am. Everything's under control. I'm fine. I'm at work. Stop group chatting.
Thanks for doing this. I
I love this time of the morning. It's really good.
Okay, good.
Not.
Oh, I didn't know you were being sarcastic.
It's the British thing. I do that.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, it is December 1st, it's Sounds of the Season Day here on the Morning Edition. I'm Craig Norris, we are coming to you live from the museum in downtown Kitchener, where I have a couple of hundred friends with me this morning. Say good morning, everybody. If you are just waking up and you're turning on the radio to 89.1 FM and you're thinking, boy, this sounds a little different. Well, this morning we're celebrating the work that the Foodbank of Waterloo Region does for our community. We're going to be hearing all about some upcoming holiday events in KW, and our food columnist Andrew Coppolino is going to be here with Jody and Kirsty from the Culinary School, and they're going to be serving up a dish that they made with items that you might get at the food bank, and those lucky people in the audience are going to get to taste some of that food this morning. Plus, we have a live musical performances from Twin City Harmonizers, Blue Sky Singers, and our amazing house musician, the lovely Amber McLean, everybody. You can listen in on CBC Radio 1, or you can watch this year's show at cbc.ca/KW. But before we get to anything and everything, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Pavy is here with a look at some stories that he's following this morning, and also some traffic.
Good morning, Craig. Good morning, everyone. Checking the drive, I'm already seeing a couple of collisions, one on the expressway, 85 northbound, just before the King Street North exit by the Farmers Market, and also just further south there on Ottawa and Fisher-Hallman. Highways in the region looking good this hour, 7 and 24 to Guelph, and also Highway 8 to the 401 and 401 east and westbound through the region. In the news, a student at Sir John A. Macdonald High School was sent to hospital following a party by the school's boys varsity hockey team. A board official says activities at the party resembled rookie hazing, and the team has been suspended for the rest of the season. The Federal Court of Appeal is set to decide today whether Canada's largest real estate board must open up access to home sales data to its realtor members. I'll have the details on these and other stories at 6:30, Craig.
Thank you very much, Joe. And now Joe is going to dash back to the station to prepare the rest of his newscast. Right here with us in the room is Jackie Sharkey. She has a check on the weather. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning, Craig. Good morning, everyone. Right now, 2 degrees out there, cloudy skies. It's going to stay mainly cloudy today with a high of 5 degrees, a low down to the freezing mark tonight, still mainly cloudy, and it'll stay that way into Saturday as well. A high of 5 degrees tomorrow, cloudy periods tomorrow night, a low of -1, and sunshine in the forecast for Sunday, a high of 5, a low of -1 with a bit of cloud cover moving in through the evening on Sunday night. Right now, cloudy and 2 degrees.
Thank you very much. Coming up to 6:13 now on the Morning Edition. Art is powerful. Art is everywhere. But finding out why it matters to you and the community is the question that is being raised in a new campaign. It's called Resonate Waterloo Region, and there are 4 groups involved. The museum, where we are right now, the Kiitchener-Waterloo Art Gallery, the Canadian Clay and Glass Gallery, and Kiitchener-Waterloo Symphony. To explain this campaign, I'm now joined by the Symphony's Executive Director, Andrew Bennett. Good morning, Andrew.
Very good morning to you.
Yes, and you were saying to me sarcastically that this is a great time of day for you.
Well, it's great to actually be here and see so many great people here. It's fantastic atmosphere.
So explain to us, what is Resonate Waterloo Region?
Well, the basic starting point is that we're really privileged, the 4 organizations you've mentioned, to have some fantastic supporters. We've got a lot of people out there who really know what we do and care deeply about it. But that doesn't mean to say that everybody, let's say the whole of 568,000 people, know everything about what we're doing. And this is trying to make sure that the message about the value of these 4 arts organizations, and in fact, the value of arts more generally, is known right the way across the region.
So what is it? How does it work? What is it that you're asking people to do?
Well, we're asking them to go to a very special website, Resonate WR, very easy to find, and they'll learn a great deal more about what each of those organizations does. For example, the work that the art gallery does in training physicians, for example. Who'd have thought? The work that Clay and Glass does in getting people the first opportunity to get up close and dirty with clay. The work the Symphony does in North Waterloo in our Cedar Beret project. In other words, really realizing that the impact of these arts organizations isn't just the fantastic artwork they do, but it's really across all sorts of other areas: economic, technological, health, and so on and so forth.
How do you reach those people? Because there are people out there, Andrew, who are thinking, you know what, all of those places that Andrew mentioned, you know what, I can't go there. I can't go see that. How do you reach those people?
Well, partly it's we go to them, and that's one of the great things about the organizations concerned. We don't expect people to come to us each and every day. We take the trouble to go out right into the community, and we're really proud about that. So it's quite easy to stumble across one of those organizations doing good work in the community, and perhaps not even realize it, because we don't necessarily boast about everything we do.
And for you, though, I mean, you're obviously part of the arts community. You're part of this campaign. What resonates with you here?
Oh, it's the moment when, let me think of just one example at the Symphony. One of our family concerts each year, we present both in English and in Arabic, particularly at the moment trying to welcome those people from the Middle East who've joined our community very recently. We even took the trouble to make sure we had somebody doing Arabic in a Syrian dialect. Wow. And then when you see those people who, as they said, well, it's our first opportunity to dress up and go somewhere special and to be overtly welcomed into the community, that's a great moment, and I feel really strongly about we're doing the right thing.
Now, the campaign was launched in October. What's been the response so far?
Well, it's been fantastic. It's great that we already have been appearing in unusual places. I mean, I know that there's only one great radio station here in town.
Yeah.
But
you mean us, right?
Of course.
Okay.
But it's also been like getting symphony musicians. One of them's going on to one of the rock stations soon to start doing work on an early morning show. It's totally not what you'd expect.
Yeah.
And therefore, getting artists into unusual places and to show that we reach right the way across the community is really important to us.
So then, in our final minute or so, where do we go from here? Where does this go from here?
Well, we'll be seeing what the impact is on this. Already we've got all sorts of anecdotal information, which is very neat, about how people are following arts organizations in a new way and thinking differently about them. And we'll be looking to see quite what the impact is. But that isn't to say that there aren't regular events which people should go to, whether it be visiting the Clay and Glass Gallery amazing shop, or coming to the Yuletide performances at the Symphony, or indeed coming here to the museum. There's still a lot to do and just to take part in, because I can tell the people who are in this room, they're doers, aren't they?
Yes, right? You're doers. Yeah.
So come along and do your thing with the arts organizations.
Andrew Bennett, thank you so much for this. Thanks.
Great pleasure.
Andrew Bennett, he's the executive director of the Kiitchener-Waterloo Symphony. He's brought some Resonate Waterloo Region pins with him. We have them at the back of the room if you want to take a picture and be part of the campaign. Of course, when you're back there, we'd love for you to check out our selfie station. And don't forget, for those of you in the station, our station, I guess this is our station today. For those of you in the room, grab a coffee from Matter of Taste back there. 6:18 now on the morning edition. This is CBC Radio 189.1 FM coming to you live from the museum in downtown Kitchener. Still to come after the 6:30 news, we have some politicians we're going to be speaking with. Our own Peggy Lamb is going to be talking with them. And today is about supporting the incredible efforts of the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. We're going to speak with the Food Bank's executive director, Wendy Campbell, and then we're going to have someone here that's going to issue a challenge to all of you. You're going to hear more about that challenge coming up at 10 to 7. And don't forget that if you're listening at home, you can also stream us online. You can see what everyone is seeing here at cbc.ca/KW. We are now going to get the musical portion of the show going here with a live performance by a group of singers that appeared at Sounds of the Season, I think, 2 years ago, a couple of years ago. Yeah, they're back. Their connection to the CBC runs even deeper than that, though. In 2008, they won CBC's Hockey Night in Canada Hockey Song Challenge. That is, of course, the popular and well-known song by Stompin' Tom Connors. Also, they were chartered in 1946, so I'm wondering if are there any original members in the...
We have one member who probably...
Wait a second, let him finish. I don't know where this is going.
We have one member that's been with us for how many years, Lauren? 56 years.
Oh, yeah. That is Terry Holman. They are under the direction of Terry this morning. Welcome back to the show, Terry.
Thank you very much.
You have 2 shows coming up this weekend we'd like to talk about.
We do. Our first show is tomorrow afternoon at Calvary United Church in St. Jacobs on Hawksville Road at 2 o'clock, if I didn't say that. We are really, really pleased to be having a guest quartet. It's the first mixed quartet in Ontario. We had our first mixed quartet contest last spring, and they happened to win it. They are now going to be going to the World Mixed Quartet Contest in Germany sometime before summer of next year. So we're really pleased to have them on our show. And they are called Ripple Effect. So.
And you have another show at St. Peter's Evangelical Lutheran in Cambridge.
Yes,
that day.
Cambridge P. Just so you know how far you have to go. And that's also at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon. So
and you're going to do a song for us now. What are you going to perform?
we are. We're going to do our version of Jingle Bells.
Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Twin City Harmonizers.
Jingle, 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 jingle all the way. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride. Soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank. Misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank, and we got upside. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
That's the Twin City Harmonizers. That's amazing. They will be back later on in the show to do another song for us. Great job. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Just a reminder that they have two shows this weekend, Saturday at Calvary United Church in St. Jacobs at 2 p.m. and then Sunday at St. Peter's Evangelical Lutheran in Cambridge at 2 p.m. as well. They will be back later on in the show, as I said. You are listening to the Morning Edition on CBC Radio 1, 89.1 FM, coming to you today live for our Sounds of the Season special. It's our kickoff to a month of gathering food and funds for the Foodbank of Waterloo Region. If you're listening at home and you're wondering, hey, this sounds a little different, it's because we're at the museum in downtown Kiitchener broadcasting live with a couple of 100 of our friends in the room with us. Say good morning to everyone out there. Yeah. If weather forecasters are to be believed, we have a long winter ahead. It's okay, everybody. We'll get through it together, don't worry. To survive it, some of you like to curl up with a good book, and maybe, just maybe, a beer or two. And I like that the beer got an applause. Kat Rogers-Hearn is a beer sommelier. She's co-founder of Short Finger Brewing Company here in Kiitchener, and she's a teacher librarian. We had her on the show this summer. She gave us some book and beer pairings to enjoy in the sun, and now she's back to offer some suggestions for when the snow flies. And I may add that these could also make great gift suggestions, everybody, just so get your pens out, I guess. Good morning, Kat.
Good morning.
So where do we start? What's the first pairing you have for us, a beer and a book?
So the first pairing that I have is a Canadian fiction novel. The book is called Malagash. It's by Joey Comeau. It came out this fall, and it is darkly funny. It's the story of a 14-year-old girl, Sunday, whose father is dying of cancer. And he decides that he wants to spend the last of his days where he grew up in Malagash, Nova Scotia. But she refuses to accept what's coming, and so she decides to create a computer virus that hacks his voice and his messages into millions of computers.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, as always, I'm confused about what beer would go good with that. That's not always my first question about books.
So Malagash to me is like the epitome of Canadian literature. It's a little bit heartbreaking, a little bit funny, and very heartwarming. And so I wanted to find a really solid Canadian beer to go with it. So I picked an IPA. It's an IPA from Dominion City in Ottawa. It's called Provincial, and it's brewed with all hops from a single farm in Quebec. And so it's got a fairly assertive bitterness, but it's got a nice malt backbone to balance it out.
Yeah. Awesome. So just in case anyone's wondering, you don't need to be writing all of these down if you're here or at home. We're going to be putting these on our website after the show as well. What is next for us?
Up next is a work of nonfiction. I should say I tried to pick books that you could read sort of stopping and starting, or that were quick reads for the holidays.
I thought you were going to say you could read while you're drunk.
No. Although some of the beers on the list.
Because you don't drink beer to get drunk, everybody.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You drink it to enjoy it.
Yes.
So the second one is called A History of Canada in 10 Maps by Adam Schultz, who is like a modern Canadian Indiana Jones. And he's looking at sort of the founding of Canada and the perceptions of early explorers based on 10 of the earliest maps that were created of the land.
Wow.
And I really like it because it's like a warts and all approach to how Canada became a country, looking at early players, key battles and conflicts, and it's great, it's fascinating. And you can read it a map at a time if you need to take breaks.
And the beer that goes with an atlas?
It's not an atlas.
It's not an atlas. Okay, sorry.
It's like an explorer's guide.
Yes.
The beer that goes with it, I paired Rye Road, Rye Pale Ale from Highlander, and it is really interesting. It's a rye-based beer, but it's super light. It's easy drinking. It's got kind of a spicy hop note. To me, drinking it, it feels a little bit old-timey. So I thought it was a good pairing with some of our history.
And now there's a collection of poems that you have for us.
Yes, This is my sort of love story choice. But love story in the sense of it's kind of the roller coaster of what real love is all about. It's from the first minute you feel butterflies to the moment that you lose your partner. And it's really real and very raw and so beautiful that it doesn't matter who you are. It's so relatable.
Wow. So the beer for that is? I
paired this one with Bricks and Mortar Coffee Porter, which is from one of my favorite Toronto breweries, Left Field. And Bricks and Mortar is brewed with their neighboring coffee roasters, and so it's this really nice smooth coffee with some chocolate on the finish. It's deep, it's complex, it's as full as the poems are.
Okay, moving on from the poems, your fourth selection now.
No,
I love poems. Don't think I don't love poems.
So do I. My fourth selection is the long one. If you need a real escape this holiday season, it's Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. My husband's a total fantasy junkie, so this is on the list of things that I'm getting this holiday. And so it's the third book in the Stormlight Archives, so if you haven't read the first two, for sure start there. But it sort of picks up at the end of a major conflict, and they think that things are going to go well, and then they just don't.
And that beer?
That beer I paired with something that's a little bit out there, just like fantasy. I've paired it with Stormy Waters, a smoked lager saison, which is one strange word, from Half Hours on Earth in Seaforth. And it's like a campfire smoke, a little bit funky, fruity, interesting beer.
Up Seaforth way, eh?
Yes.
That's what you got to say whenever you say Seaforth. Yeah, we have some. Are you from Seaforth? We have someone from Seaforth.
That's awesome.
Or she doesn't like Seaforth, one or the other, I can't tell. Oh, she likes
Strong
it, okay.
reactions.
Okay, we have just like a minute left, so your last choice.
My last one is the obvious. It's Christmas at the Vinyl Cafe with Stuart McLean.
Oh, yeah.
In addition to the classics of David Morley, there's 5 never-before published stories in it. I paired it with Through the Quad from Block 3 Brewing. It's the biggest beer on the list. It's also our local selection. And it's a slow sipper in a fairly big bottle, so you can share it with friends while you read the stories.
Lovely. It's a great book with some beer from Jakob Stettel. Thank you very much. That's how I say it, anyway. Thank you very much. That is Kat Rogers-Hearn, everybody. She is a beer sommelier, co-founder of Short Finger Brewing Company here in Kitchener, and a teacher librarian. Now that list, as I said, if you did not get a chance to write it down, it is up on our website right now. You are listening to the Morning Edition, coming to you live from the museum in downtown Kitchener, where Matter of Taste is caffeinating us back here. Amber McLean is here with some music for us, and we will be back. But I want to let everyone know that if you're at home right now and you're listening, you can see what everyone here is seeing. If you head to our website, cbc.ca/KW, we are streaming this live to the internet. So for those people who can't be here this year, you can check us out online in real time. And don't forget, if you're tweeting at us, use the hashtag CBCSotsOnt. We continue now with news. welcome. That's the right mic. It's my first show. I'm a little nervous. You know, that's the problem when you got a hashtag and do everything. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are here in the museum. Thank you very much to Joe Pavia for that. You are listening to the morning edition on CBC Radio 1, 89.1 FM. Thank you, Jackie, for picking up the slack there. Jackie's here with a check on our weather now.
Right now we're sitting at 2 degrees, cloudy skies. We're expecting to hit a high of 5 today under mainly cloudy skies. Mainly cloudy for tonight as well as we reach the freezing mark overnight. Tomorrow looks like a high of 5 again, with a low of -1 overnight. Still mainly cloudy for most parts tomorrow. Sunshine in the forecast though for Sunday, a high of 5, a low of -1, with cloud cover moving in through the evening. Right now, 2 degrees and cloudy.
Thank you very much. I'm going to turn things over now to the newest member of the CBC KW team, Peggy Lamb. For those who haven't yet met Peggy or heard her on our show, she moved to Kitchener and joined the CBC KW team just about a month ago. Right now, she's joined by some local politicians over to the side, over here. On radio, this means nothing to you where I'm pointing. But in the room, you can see. How about a big welcome, first of all, to Peggy Lamb, who is brand new to CBC KW.
Thank you. Thank you, Craig. So with me right now, I have 3 guests this morning. I'm just going to be asking them some questions so we get to know them better. So let's start with you, Mayor Doug Craig. So, you know, Cambridge has many events planned in December. Tell us about your favorite events that you look forward to.
Well, tomorrow on Saturday we have Candyland in downtown Preston area, so we have Christmas in Cambridge, which has events across the city. And of course, next week we have Unsilent Night, which is really a walk through the downtown with lighting all over and using our pedestrian bridge for the very first time. So these are the kinds of things that bring people together. They're free events, and they're really highlight what the essence of the Cambridge community is all about.
Right, and do you have a favorite holiday tradition?
Well, my favorite holiday tradition would be decorating Christmas tree, because when I was a youngster and I lived with my grandmother, we didn't have a Christmas tree one year, and she said, oh, we got a lampshade over here with a bunch of frills, and we decorated the lampshade, and I always remembered that as a favorite time.
Great, thank you. So up next we have MPP Catherine Fife. Catherine, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. You know, as a female politician, you're really passionate about involving women in the political process. There's a provincial election coming up. How do you plan on promoting that?
Well, you know, I'm supporting the local municipal campaign school. We do a lot of programming in the local schools. We run a girls' government group, and this year we're up at Vista Hills and working with a group of young girls to show them how to be a strong advocate for issues that you care about. And also I do candidate search, so I'm asking a lot of women if they want to run in this provincial election, and a lot of women are stepping up. I think we've, because of the political environment, actually, you know, what's happening in the United States, what's happening in Canada, I think a lot of women now say, you know what, I'm not going to sit on the couch, I'm going to get involved in this election. If I don't run myself, I'm going to support another strong woman, and I think change is coming. Yeah.
And you're also the NDP critic for early learning and childcare. What was the best gift that you received from your childhood?
Well, I mean, those gifts that the kids make, you know, like the sort of, they used to make ashtrays, they don't make those anymore, which is good. But you know, the mugs that are sort of, you can't really use and you pretend to use them, I have a nice collection of those from Emmanuel Daycare. Yeah, they're special.
Thank you so much, Catherine. And so last but not least for this round, we have Mayor Dave Jaworski. So we're going to be hearing a lot about events taking place in Uptown Waterloo, so we'll get to that later in the show. But tell me about your favorite things to do in Waterloo over the holidays.
Well, certainly there's Wonders of Winter, which we have in Waterloo Park. It's opening on this Saturday, I believe, Saturday night at 6, so that's certainly a favorite for everybody to walk through Waterloo Park. We're rebuilding Waterloo Park, so that'll be exciting for next year. And the most exciting thing is that Uptown is open. Construction is ending today in Uptown Waterloo. We'll get to see that beautiful new streetscape and lots of shops, many different places to shop in Uptown Waterloo.
And is there a favorite dish that you're looking forward to and indulging over the holidays?
Well, my background is Ukrainian, so pierogies with sour cream, bacon, and onions, that sounds pretty good to me. That's something looking forward to.
Great. Thank you so much, Dave. There you go, Craig.
Thank you very much. Cambridge Mayor Doug Craig, Waterloo Mayor Dave Jaworski, and MPP Catherine Fife. Thank you so much for coming, all three of you. We're going to go over to Mayor Craig's house later on today and help decorate the lampshade. My name is Craig Norris. You're listening to the Morning Edition on CBC Radio 189.1 FM in Kiitchener-Waterloo, Cambridge, Guelph, Stratford, and anywhere you're hearing my voice this morning, or seeing us, because we are also streaming live on video at cbc.ca/KW right now. And all throughout the show, we are honored to have some amazing local music. It's really become a hallmark and a staple and a value of not only Sounds of the Season, but for listeners to the show, you know that it is also something that we hold very near and dear to the show as well, to highlight as much local music as we can. Next up is a group of First Nation singers who are very active in our Indigenous community. Let's all say good morning to the Blue Sky Singers. And I see that Heather has the mic. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning, Craig.
Is it early for you this morning?
It's very early for me.
Well, that's good. Introduce us to who's in the group, first of all, this morning with you.
Absolutely. Well, my name's Heather Majuri. I'm Algonquin from the Ottawa Valley, and I'm going to actually pass the mic for each woman to introduce herself.
Sego Sewagwego, Amy Smoke, Youngits.
Jadam Hunt, Mohawk from Six Nations.
Sego Aguego, Gurnigat de Yungats Nini, Akwi Gudziganalunko Aguego. My name is Christine Lefebvre, and my family comes from Akwesasne and Ganawage.
And yeah, let's have a round of applause for that. So Heather, you're gonna do a couple of songs for us, one now and one later, but what are you gonna perform for us first? Tell us about this.
Well, we're going to sing the Cherokee Morning Song in honor of the early morning as the sun rises. And we're also going to do a Mi'kmaq welcome song for you. It's a song that's sung a lot in our community. Actually, both songs are sung a lot in our community.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blue Sky Singers. Sky Singers, everybody. Wonderful, thank you. We're going to be hearing them later on in the show as well. You are listening to the Morning Edition on CBC Radio 189.1 FM in Kiitchener-Waterloo. It is 6:46 now on the show. Still to come after World Report at 7 o'clock. If you're looking for a unique gift to get someone on your list, the Christkindl Market is next weekend. It's odd because usually the Christkindl Market starts the same weekend that we have Sounds of the Season, but it actually starts next weekend. And we're going to be speaking with Monica Reed, the Market Committee's president, about what you can expect to see this year. That's coming up at 7:10. And also, our house musician today is Amber McLean, everybody. She has a brand new record out. We're going to be talking about that in the next half hour or so. And she's going to be performing maybe a couple of songs for us in the next half hour, so stay tuned for that. Today, as I'm sure you know, is all about raising food and funds for the Food Bank of Waterloo Region and the work that they do in this community. The effort that goes into providing thousands of people with food, either through a hamper or hot meals or shelters like we heard about earlier this week on the Morning Edition. Wendy Campbell is the executive director of the Food Bank of Waterloo Region, and she joins me now. Good morning, Wendy.
This is stair seating only this morning.
It's a packed house here this morning.
It's a packed house. Good morning. It's so great to see everybody.
People got up very early to come down here.
They did.
This year, what does the need look like here in the region?
It's the same as it has been for the last couple of years, and that's troubling in the sense that we still are feeding more than 32,000 people in Waterloo Region every year. We still have more than 100 community food programs that are providing essential food services, whether it be a food hamper or community meal or shelter and residential program, and we still need the support of the community to make sure that we have food on the tables of a lot of families in our community who are just struggling to make ends meet. And the interesting thing is sometimes those families are accessing a food service once a year, sometimes 3 times a year. I think the average is 3 times a year. Sometimes it's more than that, but sometimes it's just once. It's 1 month where something happens and a family can't figure out how they're going to do their groceries. And we're so lucky to be in this community with this amazing system of support to be able to make sure that we're keeping everybody healthy.
What is it about winter or the holidays in particular that can be so hard on families?
Well, think about what you do for the holidays. I know for me, I start shopping for food for the holidays in November. So I start thinking about what's on sale and how much extra food I'm going to need because there's extra people in my house. There's different parties and social things to go to, so you need extra crackers, you need extra cookies. And for most of us, adding a few extra things to our grocery cart every week or doing that massive grocery shopping the week before Christmas is not a big deal. For a lot of families in our community, that is a big deal, and they're basically worried about what the next meal is going to be, let alone think about the festivity, you know, the special things. So people a lot of times will ask us about most needed food items at Christmas, and is it okay to donate things like cookies and candy? And we'd rather that you didn't, because we have lots of that. But we always make sure that there's cookies and treats in those food hampers at Christmas, because we all deserve to have a Merry Christmas, and we all deserve to have some special treats. And we're not telling everybody to go out and donate candy, but it's about the balance and the festivities and making sure that we're doing everything we can in our community to make everybody in our community have a really happy holiday.
And you team up, I mean, you have a lot of initiatives going this time of year. I mean, obviously this one right here, Sounds of the Season, with us at the CBC is one of them. You've also teamed up with Kitchener Rangers. Talk a bit about these community partnerships and why they're so important.
So many reasons. It's so amazing to get different parts of the community involved. The program that we run with the Kitchener Rangers is about really engaging school students in a different way. They get really excited about participating in a food drive because they want to give back, but then there's a little added incentive that some of our schools might be able to come and spend a day with the Rangers. I had a great conversation with the staff team at the Kitchener Rangers after our event a few weeks ago, and they said, what a great experience for our players to come to the food bank. A lot of our Ranger players are not from this community, so to bring them into the food bank to help them understand the different types of charities and supports that are available in the community, and having that hands-on experience sorting food is really important. But there's so many partnerships in the community, whether it be a school or a community group or a corporation who are organizing food drives, organizing organizing fundraising campaigns, and it's all those pieces that come together that help us do our job. But at the same time, we're not just raising food and funds, we're raising awareness about what the needs are in the community.
CBC K-W, we have an activities calendar that you can check out on our website. It starts today, cbc.ca/KW. But the people that are listening or watching at home may have already done the first activity, which is actually just being at this show. But the food bank also has a daily activities in the form of a reverse Advent calendar. Tell us about that.
So we've seen a lot of these pop up over the years, sort of reverse Advent calendar. So when we were kids, we used to open those little doors with the chocolate, and sometimes there was little snacks in them. But we've created an Advent calendar so that we can think about sort of the first part of the month as ways that we can give back to the community. So we actually have a calendar. You can access it on our website, and you can see the different types of food you can donate. So maybe one day you're going to donate canned tuna, and maybe one day you're going to donate the money that would be the equivalent of what you would spend on a coffee. And so just little things that you can do every day, and over the course of Advent, it'll be amazing to see how those different types of donations will add up, different types of food, financial donations, but also maybe volunteering and giving back and doing something with not just the food bank, but maybe another organization in the community.
And then we just have about a minute, but I want you to talk about, if people are out there listening, or some people in the room are thinking, you know what, I showed up today, I brought a non-perishable food item, I donate money. There's also a sense of volunteerism and really getting involved in the food bank. Talk a bit about how people can do more.
There are not a lot of opportunities right now, but in the new year, we are going to have a ton of opportunities for volunteerism. There's all kinds of different things, and if you've never been to the food bank, it's worth a visit. Come and meet our volunteer coordinator, Lindsay. Get her to take you on a tour and learn a little bit more about what we do. We're always looking for volunteers to work in our warehouse, to help with transportation, help with food pickups, help deliver and coordinate food orders that are going out to our agencies and programs, helping out at special events. There's so many different things. We have a 30,000 square foot facility that operates 5 days a week, and there's an awful lot going on there. So lots of volunteer help, and we could not do it without our volunteers. So I want to say thank you to our amazing volunteers. We have over 2,000 volunteers out in the community doing amazing work for us every single day. So we're very thankful for their support.
Excellent. Wendy Campbell, everyone. Now just stay here, Wendy. Wendy is the Executive Director of the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. Now, we have something exciting that's about to happen. There are two people up here on stage right now. You can't see them on the radio, of course. It is David Morneau and Karen Gould. They're with the Collaborative Family Law Association of Waterloo Region. It is a group of legal, family, and financial professionals who help people through separation and divorce. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Karen, your association is making a donation to the Food Bank of Waterloo Region this morning. Tell us about why your board decided to do this.
As part of our professional obligations and our jobs on a day-to-day basis, our priorities are families and their well-being. That's what we strive to make better in very unpleasant circumstances. This is an opportunity for us to give back, not as part of what we have to do, but what we want to do. And it continues our goal in the community for families and their well-being.
That's wonderful. And you have a check, I believe.
I have actually 3 checks.
She has 3 checks for the Food Bank of Waterloo Region.
One of them's a really important check, I think, because Dave is going to tell you why this check is a little more important from our Collaborative Practice Association.
Okay, let's turn it over to David and tell us why that check is important, David.
Well, Craig, what we decided the other day when we were, we all met, we made the decision, actually Diane McInnes, who couldn't be here today, was instrumental in deciding that we wanted to give back to the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. And what we also decided was, let's issue a challenge. This was only supposed to be a letter that, Craig, you were supposed to read, but we decided that we were going to issue a challenge, and as the week has gone on, I've kind of modified it. So right now what we're doing is we're issuing a challenge to all so the check is coming from the Collaborative Practice of Waterloo Region. We're issuing a challenge to all non-collaborative practicing legal, family, and financial professionals to either match or hopefully exceed what we're doing. So I have a number of people in mind when I'm thinking of that. But then I started thinking, why don't we modify it a little bit more? There are a number of people in this community who we've worked with, they've gotten work from us, so I've expanded it beyond all the non-practicing.
Here we go. Let's just repeat a drum roll.
To any lawyers, family professionals, financial professionals, counselors, therapists, real estate agents, real estate appraisers, financial advisors, any of those people who have worked with us and continue to work with us, I'm issuing this challenge to you to match. We've donated as a group $500. I've personally donated through my, my office $250. Diane McInnes has donated $100, so we have 3 checks for you today, Wendy.
Okay.
And I challenge everybody in this community, and hopefully they're listening right now, to match or exceed our donations.
There you go, everybody. The challenge, the gauntlet has been thrown down by David Morneau and Karen Gould. Thank you very much there. If you make a donation through the Foodbanks website, there's a spot where you can say that this donation is part of CBC's Sounds of the Season challenge. Be sure to click that box so we can keep track of just how much money this challenge raises. And that's what Sounds of the Season's all about. We look forward to seeing how many people get involved with this. And of course, we will keep you posted. Here is Joe Pavia with a check on some traffic.
Good morning, Craig. Good morning, everyone. It is a clear drive this morning on area highways and city streets. No problems to report on 7-8, 85 through the region, 8 to the 401, 401 east and westbound through Waterloo region. In the news today, 2 gay-friendly churches in Waterloo have been vandalized with graffiti. The LGBTQ-friendly Parkminster United Church in Waterloo was hit with graffiti for a second time. And Sir John A. Macdonald Secondary School ended the boys' varsity hockey team for the school year after the team held a party where one student was sent to hospital after consuming what the school board calls a dangerously high amount of alcohol. Craig.
Thank you very much, Joe. And now it's we're going to let Amber McLean play us out. But before we do, Jackie Sharkey with some weather.
I'll keep it brief. Right now, 2 degrees and cloudy. It will be mainly cloudy today with a high of 5 and a low at the freezing mark tonight.
Thank you very much. You know what we're going to do? How about people want to hear Amber McLean play us to World Report? Just whatever you were doing there. Just keep doing it.
Are you ready?
Better watch out, you better not cry. Don't pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Well, he's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry. Oh, don't you pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, going to town, going to. Santa Claus is coming to town, going to town, going to. Santa Claus is coming to Santa Claus is Santa Claus is coming to Santa Claus is Santa Claus is coming to town.
Just a reminder, if you're just arriving recently, you can tweet out like you see this stuff happening here and
You can't be brilliant and smart too. Okay, thank you.
Still your heart be light from now on. Our troubles weary our soul.
Welcome everybody to the museum in downtown Kitchener. How's everybody doing? It is Friday, it's December 1st. It's Sounds of the Season Day here on the Morning Edition. I'm Craig Norris. We're coming to you live in front of a studio, I guess, ish audience. We're also streaming online this morning at cbc.ca/KW. If you're just waking up right now and you have your alarm set for 7 o'clock and you're thinking, wow, the morning edition sounds different this morning, well, that is because we're doing our very special live show. We're going to be talking about some upcoming holiday events. We have a lot more special guests to get to. Our food columnist, Andrew Coppolino, is in the room with Jody and Kirsty from the Culinary Studio. They're going to be serving up a dish made with items that you might get from the food bank. Plus, we have live musical performances still to come from Twin City Harmonizers, Blue Sky Singers, and our amazing house musician, Amber McLean, is here. You can listen to us on CBC Radio 1, and don't forget, as I said, we are streaming this live on video at cbc.ca/KW. Before we get to anything else, here is Joe Pavia with a look at the roads and some stories that he's following this morning. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Craig. Good morning, everyone. A good-looking drive so far this morning. Seeing some volume spots along 7 and 24. No problems, 8 to the 401 or the 401 both ways through the region, 85 and 78. Looking good for a Friday morning drive. Craig.
Lovely.
In the news, more road work. Construction on King Street in Uptown Waterloo is over. The stretch of traffic. That's right, that stretch of traffic from Willis Way to Bridgeport Road will reopen at 5 o'clock this afternoon. And also in the news, graffiti was spray painted on 2 gay-friendly churches in Waterloo. We'll have details on these stories and other here from Jen Hyde, a minister at the Emmanuel United Church, coming up at 7:30.
Thank you very much. And for those of you listening at home who aren't watching the video stream, and for those people in the room, when Joe, I'm sure you know this, when Joe is looking at his phone like that, he doesn't have an auction closing on eBay. He's actually just checking the weather. And Joe is also resplendent in a very Dickensian scarf this morning. It's very nice, sir.
It's because he's having to walk
back at the studio?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Here is Jackie Sharkey with a check on the weather. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning. It is a little bit chilly out there right now, 2 degrees and cloudy. We'll warm up to a high of 5 today, but it will stay mainly cloudy throughout with a low at the freezing mark overnight. Now tonight, as I said, a freezing mark, but tomorrow we're getting back up to 5 degrees, mainly cloudy. Cloudy periods through Saturday night as well, and a low of -1. And then on Sunday, sunshine in the forecast, a high of 5 with some cloud cover moving in on Sunday night, and a low of -1. Right now we're sitting at 2 degrees.
Thank you very much, Jackie. 7:13 now here on the Morning Edition. The Christkindl Market is soon going to take over Kitchener City Hall. And when I say take over, I actually mean take over. The annual market has grown so much that it fills the rotunda and the second floor. The vendors are using up spaces in the hallways. There are also several outdoor vendors and some cool demonstrations, including blacksmithing. To give us a sample of what we'll experience at this year's event, I'm joined by the Christkindl Market Committee President. Please join me in welcoming Monica Reed, everybody. Good morning, Monica.
Good morning, Craig, and good morning. What a fabulous opportunity to see so many of your radio listeners. This is amazing. And they're also wide-eyed and smiley at this hour.
How many of you have been or are going to Christkindl Market this?
I was just going to ask that question. Okay, that looks like about a third of the room. Now, how many, does that mean that the rest of the room has never been to Christkindl Market? Is that true?
So
please come December the 7th to the 10th. You know what? Free parking at 3 of the city lots on Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday, you've got 12 hours of constant entertainment. And that's on stage and all along King Street, and it goes right through until the evening. Same thing on Friday. We start at 3 o'clock with live entertainment, and at 10 o'clock on Friday morning, and it goes right through till 10 o'clock at night. Thursday is very magical. We open at 10 a.m. for early bird shopping, and then we start with entertainment in the afternoon. And then at 6 o'clock, we meet at the Victoria Park Clock Tower with the Philharmonic Choir. They do about 15 minutes of sing-along Christmas carols, and then they walk with Mary, Joseph, and the donkeys up Gaukel Street to the fanfare waiting for them in the City Hall, Carl's Air Square, where the Hallelujah chorus is then sung from the balcony of over the square. It's quite magical. Bring your lanterns or pick up a free candle at Victoria Park and walk along with them. If you can't, just wait for us at the square if you're not up to that walk. And on Sunday, again, full entertainment. It's all on our website at chriskindle.ca. This year we have partnered very strongly with the BIA as well. So you'll find lots of huts from the BIA. They do the carriage rides, horse-drawn carriage rides from King Street to Victoria Park. And you'll find those hours on our site. You'll find kiddie trains on King Street.
I want to jump in there because I want to talk about this train. This is like a highlight of the Chris Kindle Market. Tell folks about the train. What's so special about the train?
We have so many trains, but I will lead up to the big train room.
Okay.
But I know BIA is doing kiddie trains on King Street where the kids sit on the trains. Then as you're walking through the first floor, you come to the miniatures. So you see these small trains and you see a demonstration of how the steam engine works. And then you enter the Conestoga room, and Fred and Jenny have invested over the years with their now deceased father $75,000 in trains and houses and village. So the kids you'll see laying all around the room on the floor and the parents in behind them, and they sit for half an hour and they watch these trains. There's 7 or 8 trains going at one time. It's absolutely incredible. Fred says he does a demonstration in the summer, sometimes in the US. He said there's nothing like it anywhere else. He puts 30,000 people through that room in 4 days. He comes 4 days early to set up, and it's just very, very, very magical. Now, we couldn't do any of this without our sponsors. We have some incredible sponsors. Willie Hefner from Hefner Lexus Toyota has been with us now 21 years as this year as presenting sponsor. And if you visit our website, you'll see all the great partnerships that we have with businesses and with individuals. And admission is free. The magic about Chris Kindle, I know everybody says what's new, and don't let me leave here without telling you about the Philharmonic Choir that's new. Okay. But it's all about the traditions. The beautiful thing about Chris Kindle Markets is they've been going on for 700 years, and it's just all about the traditions, the tradition of the spirit of the season and giving. And so
we have less than a minute now for you to tell us about
Saturday at 7:30, there's a live stream from the Philharmonic Choir's Messiah performance at the Center in the Square. Thanks to Christie Digital, this is just released. They've put, because it's been 90% up till now. On the second floor, there's a digital screen where the entire performance and the biblical icons and images and calligraphy will be displayed until 10 o'clock.
Lovely.
So we hope to see you, and if you have any questions, please visit the website, Facebook, or Twitter.
Awesome. Monica Reed, everybody. She's the president of Chris Kindle Market Committee. As she said, the market starts Thursday, December 7th and runs until the evening of December 10th. Thank you so much. Thank you. Our food columnist, Andrew Coppolino, is down there with a couple of special guests. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning. Good morning from the shadows. We're in the shadows here.
They can't see the shadows on the radio, Andrew, just so you...
Well, these people certainly can. I'm glad to be here this morning with 2 of the favorite cooks that we have in Waterloo region. They're from the Culinary Studio in Kiitchener and Belmont Village, and to my right it's Kirsty Herbstreet and Jody O'Malley, and we just wanted to welcome them, thank them for getting up so early in the morning and putting all this great demonstration materials for us together. I just want to ask quickly, Kirsty, tell us a little bit about the studio and what it is.
We are a recreational cooking school, catering venue. We do great from scratch lunches every day, anything we can do to feed you.
And Jody, a little bit about the dish that you're going to see, that they're going to be seeing and eating here today.
Tonight we're going to do, tonight.
That's chefs, right? Yeah.
This morning we're going to do winter vegetable shepherd's pie using a lot of vegetables that you're going to see at the farmer's market right now.
And you've tried to pick some seasonal ingredients, obviously. Tell us a little bit about what a few of those seasonal ingredients are.
We've got some squash. We've got a kombucha squash as opposed to a butternut squash. We've got celeriac or celery root as it's called, and the unsung hero, according to one of our farmers, the rutabaga.
Oh, the unsung hero. That's what it is, Craig, the unsung hero.
Thank
the
you
rutabaga.
very much. That is Andrew Coppolino, our unsung hero, or as we like to call him, the old rutabaga. That's an old nickname I just made up for him. You're listening to the Morning Edition on CBC Radio 1, 89.1 FM. Andrew will be back shortly with Jody and Kirsty from the Culinary Studio. As you heard, we're going to be tasting some of that food in here. Also, we are going to be talking about a young entrepreneur, because KW is known for our young entrepreneurs, but few, if any, are still in elementary school. We're going to chat with Anna Pupolo. We've had her on the Morning Edition before. She came. She's going to be back to explain a new cause that she's hoping that you can help her raise money for. I'm going to give you a hint. It's very well connected to today's Sounds of the Season. Don't forget, if you're listening at home, you can watch us online at cbc.ca/KW. You can also tweet at us. Use the hashtag CBCSotsAunt. Our house musician for today's Sounds of the Season kickoff is Amber McLean, playing the piano over here. Get a round of applause for Amber McLean. You're going to have to get on your mic now, Amber. Thank you very much for joining us today, Amber.
Thank you.
You are very busy these days.
I am very busy these days.
You have a new album out called My Heart.
Yes, I do.
And the album tell us when it came out. It just came out, right?
It came out 6 days ago.
Wow,
6 days
congratulations
ago.
on your new record. Yeah.
Thank
you. You know, and this is a tough question, but what's the inspiration for this record? What's behind these songs?
This record is part of a 3-part series that I'm releasing. The first one was called Me. This one is called My Heart, and then I'm releasing one next year called The Moon. And I tend to write in different styles. You see, I do a lot of looping, and I do a lot of guitar and piano work. So I just decided to kind of compartmentalize everything. This record called My Heart is songs that I've either written for other people, have the lyrics My Heart in the songs, songs that are just near and dear to me. So the album is a little bit scaled back and kind of really focuses on the lyrics and the melodies, I guess you could say.
Could you play a song from the record for us now, please?
Yes, I can.
Amber McLean is going to, what are you going to play for us?
This is the song that we sent to radio last week, and this is called Poster.
I'm sure some of these people have heard this song on my radio show in the morning, correct? And I played this song on the show. Amber McLean with Poster.
Tailored just for me with every stitch. Never knew I could be loving someone so much, fully, so completely. I can't stop, no, loving you whole. Some days it hurts so bad, and if I could, it would put up a poster with your name and your face in the last place I saw you. It's not a thing, so I could offer a price so big that everyone had been looking for you. Everyone had been looking for you. I can't remember life before. You were always on my mind, I saw you just around the corner. Really wish that I could say that my days are getting better, but they only feel longer. I can't stop, no, loving you. Oh, some days it hurts so bad. If I could have put up a poster with your name and your face in the last place I saw you, it's not a thing, so I could offer a price so big that everyone had been looking for you. Everyone had been looking for you. But none of it helps though, 'cause I know where you are. 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 Ooh. If I could put up a poster with your name and your face in the last place I saw you, it's not a thing, so I could offer a price so big that everyone had been looking for you. I can't stop, no, loving you. Oh, sometimes it hurts so bad. I can't stop, no, loving you. Oh, some days it hurts so bad. And if I could have put up a poster with your name and your face in the last place I saw you.
Amber McLean with Poster from her brand new record, My Heart. Amber, we have time. Would you like to do another song? Who would like to hear Amber do another song, everybody? Yeah, absolutely. What would you like to do for us now, Amber?
I love the Chipmunk Christmas song. Does it? I realize it's not the Chipmunk Christmas song, but that's how we all have come to know it. But here we go. Are you ready for this? This is fun. We need jingle bells.
Christmas, Christmas time is near. Time for toys and time for cheer. We've been good, but we can't last. Hurry Christmas, hurry fast. My baby wants a plane that lures me. I want a hula hoop. We can hardly stand the way. Please, Christmas, don't be Christmas time is near. Time for toys and time for cheer. We've been good, but we can't last. Hurry Christmas, hurry fast. My baby wants a plane that lures me. I want a hula hoop. We can hardly stand the way. Please, Christmas, don't be late. 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 Oh, Christmas, don't be late. Christmas, don't be late. Christmas, don't be late.
Awesome. We are in the news now. That was great. People on the radio, I got to tell everyone when we come back that Amber's doing that all by herself. That was amazing. Amber McLean, everybody. It's incredible. You don't have to stay seated. Just, Joe can't see if you get up and walk around. Unless he's got the video streaming. He'll be very offended when he comes back. No one sat and listened to my newscast. Get up, you can use the washroom, hang out.
Perhaps everything that's buried under the ground being one of those challenges, and certainly, it's pretty complicated once you start the work and to continue on with it.
The construction was part of the streetscape elements that makes King Street more accessible for all modes of transportation. That includes pedestrians and cyclists. Sanders can tell CBC the plan is to fix the corridor all the way to University Avenue in stages over the next 2 years. Once again, King Street will reopen between Willis Way and Richmond Road around 5 this afternoon. 2 gay-friendly churches in Waterloo are vandalized with graffiti. Parkland Street United was hit for a second time, this time at the front entrance and parking lot of the church. The words Romans 1:32 were found spray painted. Heather Power is a minister at the church, and she says she is saddened by the situation. Emmanuel United Church was also hit with graffiti. Minister Jen Hines says they will raise another pride flag at their open house on tomorrow. Says the intent is fear and hate, and the outcome is that it inspires love and people band together who have been hurt by such things. Waterloo Regional Police told CBC News they are currently investigating the incident. Sir John A. Macdonald Secondary School added the boys' varsity hockey team for the school year. This after the team held a party where a student was sent to hospital after consuming what the board called a dangerously high amount of alcohol. Nick Manning, the communications director at the Waterloo Region District School Board, says the school has taken action after learning of the event.
The school has got the action place to make sure that students are going to across the board understand the value they need to have that doing that actually good.
Manning says the hockey team can come back next year if students show they learn what is expected of them. The time now is 7:34. You're listening to the North Edition of CBC Radio 1. Ontario's Minister of Transportation is considering all safety options, including concrete barriers along the 401. Stephen Del Duca's comments came after TC leader Patrick Fallon pledged his support for concrete median barriers on the 401 west of London. Del Duca says all options are being assessed for the barriers.
I'll be the first one to say those processes are methodical. They are deliberate when they use this time. There's a lot of other implementation work that can run in parallel. There's a lot of other community consultation work that we want to do with our municipal partners, with the private sector, with our First Nations partners in the federal.
There's a proposal to install high-tension cable barriers along the stretch of highway. Community groups and community families are pushing for concrete barriers. Officials on both sides are calling on federal environmental protection and Canada to stop proposed nuclear waste bunker in Lake Huron.
Sure, yeah.
More than 100 Great Lakes communities say they speak for 16 million people who want the Ontario Power Generation proposal shell as a potential eco-hazard. Sergeant Mayor Mike Bradley says the message in the letter is clear and shows the risk to their residents' fresh water. The CBC protest will see a bill to produce
Welcome back, everybody. How's everybody doing? Everyone having a good morning? You are listening to the Morning Edition on CBC Radio 189.1 FM. In the background, what you're hearing is the very talented Amber McLean. She is our house musician here for our Sounds of the Season broadcast, live from the museum in downtown Kitchener. We're having a great morning here. If you're driving to work, why don't you stop on by the museum? There's a Matter of Taste, has coffee going in the background there. There's something I want to say before we go on for those of you at home who didn't see it. That last song Amber did was entirely performed by her, all by herself, with a looper that she uses. Very cool to see this. Don't you think that was cool here in the room to see that being done? Here is Jackie Sharkey with a check on what's going on in the weather. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning. So still 2 degrees out there, still cloudy, and that's kind of the story of the day today. Mainly cloudy skies, a high of 5 degrees, getting down to a low of 0 tonight. Still mainly cloudy, though, and that will continue into Saturday as well. We're getting up to a high of 5 degrees tomorrow. Cloudy periods for tomorrow night, down to -1 on Saturday night, but there is sunshine in the forecast on Sunday. A high of 5 with some cloud cover moving in through the evening, and a low of -1. Right now, cloudy and 2.
Thank you very much. A reminder for those of you listening along at home, and even those of you in the room, and those of you watching at cbc.ca/KW, you can tweet at us, Instagram at us. The hashtag is CBCSOTSAunt or CBC SOTSAunt. I was just told by our incredible executive producer, Mr. Gary Graves, that it is now the #1 trending hashtag in Canada. So I guess that means pretty much our work is done here. Please mingle among yourselves while we have silence on the radio. No, we have to go back. Andrew Coppolino, our food columnist, and also our sometimes very great guest host, is back. As you heard earlier, he has 2 guests with him. Jody and Kirsty are the chefs at the culinary studio in Kitchener. They're working on a dish right now. So I'm going to, again, throw it over to Mr. Andrew Rutabaga Coppolino to find out where they're at. Hello, Andrew.
Thank you, Craig. I always appreciate the added description. So Rutabaga it is. I love Rutabaga, actually, one of my favorites. One of my favorite places to go and learn about cooking and to eat some great food is the Culinary Studio. It's in the Belmont Village in Kitchener. Kirsty and Jody are here, and Kirsty and Jody are going to demonstrate a dish that they're preparing. You're going to get a chance to eat some of that dish. You're going to learn a little bit about cooking from Foodbank emergency hamper baskets. And first, let's find a little bit more about what the Culinary Studio is, and that's over to Kirsty. Tell us a little bit about what the studio does and what people will find when they get there.
When you walk into the studio, we want to know who you are. We want to know what you like to eat and what you're after. People might be coming for a quick bite. They might be coming for a cooking lesson. They might be coming just to grab one of our amazing cookies. But we've grown from a business of learning to a business of feeding, and we continue to grow with that strain.
Thanks, Kirsty. Jody, tell me a little bit about when you encountered, the two of you encountered the food, the list of ingredients that you were going to use. What did you think about, and how did you come up with the idea of cooking this particular dish from that series of ingredients? There's about a couple dozen, I guess, on there.
The list is actually quite inspiring. When you first told us that we were going to cook from that, I was a little apprehensive. I'm like, what can we use from this list? But there's lots of vegetables. There's a meat protein on there, and we could have very well made this a completely vegetarian dish, super healthy. Someone had walked up earlier and asked if that's what it was going to be, but it could very well be. We've got lots of local vegetables, local meats.
And what is the dish? I'm going to throw it to you, Kirsty. What do we call it? I got a feeling here it's a comfort food dish.
It is a comfort food, and we actually talked about it with all of our great staff at the Culinary Studio as well, and we worked together to produce shepherd's pie. We're bringing it back.
Bringing it back. Where did it go?
I don't know, but I haven't had it in years, and now we started making it a few weeks ago for our takeout fridge, and there was actually a woman in yesterday who bought some to take to BC to her mother. She loves it so much, so I need some to take on the plane.
A traveling shepherd's pie. Jody, what's in it? Tell her what the ingredients are and how it goes together.
So the base of it is ground beef from Charles Quality Meats, and then we added loads of vegetables and root vegetables that are readily available and still local at this time. We've got, as I said, the kombucha squash, which is a drier squash than butternut squash, rutabaga, and celery root, carrots, leeks, like lots of fresh herbs, and then we topped it with mashed potatoes that we stirred in or folded in EB Manor milk.
Yeah, you want to call out a few of those great producers that we have in the region here. Where did you get some of these supplies from? Just so people know. The thing that I really like about Waterloo region, the chefs and the farmers, is the connection between the two of them. The producers out there, the people that are growing our food have very good connections with the people that are cooking our food, like Jody and Kirsty. Maybe you want to list off some of the people that are in this food.
Sure. We always say if you're not on text message with your farmer these days, like that's the way it goes. We've got 100 Mile Produce for all of our produce. We've got Charles Quality Meats for this fantastic ground beef, and we have EB Manor milk folded into our mashed potatoes.
Do you have anything one you want to add, Jody?
Yeah, these farmers are super accessible now. Charles Quality Meats just opened a new store on Weber Street, so you don't have to wait for market days to buy their fabulous products. 100 Mile Produce is still and always has been at the market. We were talking yesterday how he thought he was at the original market across the street, but he started at the stockyards in the very early years. And then EB Manor Milk, Jim, our farmer, he literally delivers milk to our door, and it's nice to get back to those things, and we like to cook like our grandmas did, and knowing these farmers is allowing us to do that.
We have very little time, but Kirsty, when people are trying to cook food, they're trying to use different ingredients, what are some of the basic principles as a culinary teacher that you would, just in 30 seconds?
Technique and seasoning. If you come to one of our cooking classes, we say it over and over again. You can take a simple ingredient as long as you have proper cooking technique and season it well and try as much as you can to cook from scratch. I think that's the underlying basis of our good cooking.
Good stuff to know, and good stuff smelling right here. We're looking forward to eating it. Over to you, Craig.
Thank you very much, Andrew Coppolino with Jody and Kirsty of the Culinary Studio in Kitchener. That recipe is up on our website, or it will be very shortly if you want to make that dish, cbc.ca/KW, where you can also see a video live stream of this very show. We had them here earlier, and I'm going to tell you about a couple of shows that they have coming up on the weekend. Tomorrow they're at the Calvary United Church in St. Jacobs at 2 p.m., and then Sunday they are at St. Peter's Evangelical Lutheran Church in Cambridge at 2 p.m. They are, and please welcome back, Twin City Harmonizers.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh was born. Oh, night, oh, holy night, oh, night
Amazing. Twin City Harmonizers. Thank you very much, gentlemen. For those of you in the room, have a look at Lauren's cane. It is wrapped like a candy cane. Lauren says that if he holds on to it too tightly, he's afraid it might melt. They have 2 shows this weekend, Saturday at Calvary United Church in St. Jacobs at 2 p.m. and Sunday at St. Peter's Evangelical Lutheran Church in Cambridge at 2 p.m. You are listening to the Morning Edition on CBC Radio 1, 89.1 FM, coming to you live from the museum in downtown Kitchener with a couple hundred of very good friends of the show here with me this morning. It's great to see everybody. Thank you for being here. You having a good morning? Lovely. Still to come on the show, well, as we've heard, and this gets a round of applause every time, construction in Uptown Waterloo has been an ongoing concern for businesses. But King Street reopened last night, and this weekend businesses are celebrating. We're going to speak with Rebecca Petrusevich from the Uptown Waterloo BIA about what's happening. That's coming up at 8:10. Plus, we're going to hear from a few more local politicians and luminaries in the audience, and also the museum's CEO, David Marskell, will be joining me. Don't forget that you can follow along with us on live at cbc.ca/KW on video, and you can tweet at us. CBCSotsAunt is the hashtag to use. Well, 6-year-old Anna Pupolo might just be Waterloo Region's youngest entrepreneur. You might know her from The Anna Show on the website Kid Viewed, where she reviews toys. She joins us this morning to talk about a new campaign that she hopes can encourage everyone to get involved in what she's involved in. She's joined by her father, Joseph. Good morning to both of you. Anna, you're not shy right now, are you? Are you?
A bit.
A bit? Look, first of all, you and I have spoken before, right? Do you remember coming to the station and talking?
Well, not that much.
Was it too early for you? Is that the problem? Look, I know you're very outgoing. I've seen your videos online. You're a very outgoing young lady. The last time I talked to you, you had your birthday, and instead of getting birthday gifts, you were raising money for Syrian children. Tell me about how that went.
It went good. I raised over $3,000.
Whoa. That's awesome. Move the mic up a bit closer to your mouth so we can, there you go. We want to hear what you're saying. And now you're encouraging other children and their families to raise money for the food bank of Waterloo Region. Why did you want to do that?
Because some kids don't have food and, well, I don't like to see people just sitting in the cracks of buildings with no food. So I thought raising food would help people.
And you, I understand, you got to go on a tour of the food bank. You toured the food bank?
Yes.
What was that like?
It was cool.
What was your favorite part of it?
My favorite part was seeing all the different foods they give.
My favorite part, can I tell you, I toured it. You know what my favorite part was? The giant fridge.
Yeah, I thought
you can
that
play
was
hockey
cool.
in that fridge. It's so big.
Yeah, you could play hockey in that fridge.
So you're launching your campaign at your school later today, but you've already raised some money. How much money have you raised so far?
Well, here's what I'm saying. $1 equals 3 meals, so I'm not sure, but I'm sure my dad would know.
Okay, that's it. So your dad's the money guy, is he? So how much have we raised, Joseph?
Yeah, the dollar value keeps growing as donations keep coming in. She's already raised over $1,000, and she really hasn't even gotten going. So in this short time, she's raised.
So how did you raise this money already? How did you raise so much money so quickly?
Well, how we started was my mom raised part of the money.
And what do you want people to do right now, Anna? What do you want them to do to help
I
out?
would like them to raise more money so we can have lots of food for the people that don't have food.
And I can't help but notice, Anna, that you lost your 2 front teeth recently, did you?
Yes.
You know that, I don't know if you know this, but there's a Christmas song about that. Did
Yep,
you know that?
I know that.
She doesn't want to hear about it anymore.
So, now, Anna, we know you've been known to, you do the odd toy review. I've seen your toy reviews online. What's on your Christmas wish list this year?
What I would like most is a cat, because this year my cat died, so I would like a new cat. I still have one, but I would like a kin so that can play with my other cat.
That's very nice. You're always thinking of other people and other cats. It's been great to talk to you, Anna. And Joseph, thank you very much. And maybe that cat will be, I don't know, under the tree? I don't know if that's a good idea.
My cat sleeps under the tree.
Your cat sleeps under the tree? Well, then there you go. The cat knows where it needs to be.
No pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe Santa will bring one. Anna and Joseph Pupolo, everybody. Thank you so much. Great work, Anna. Amazing. They are encouraging everyone to donate to the Food Bank of Waterloo Region this year. And as you heard, they have raised more than $1,000 already. You can provide more than 2,700 meals to those in need. So great work, Anna. Thank you very much. It's always great to see you. We are just about to go into World Report, but before we do, we should mention that Rick Guzik is here with us. He has been our wandering accordion player this morning. He greeted you as people came into the museum this morning. We're going to do something a little different now. We did this last year. Rick is going to lead us in a sing-along of, before we do this, do we know what key we're doing this in, Rick? We're doing this because we can let Amber play along too. So Rick is going to lead us in a sing-along of Jingle Bells. If you don't know the words, we have printed them out for you here in the museum. And if you're at home and you're singing along, it doesn't matter if you know the words. No one can hear you. Don't worry about it. But show us a picture. If you're singing along with us at home, take a picture of yourself right now and send it along, and make sure you add the hashtag CBC Sounds. So without further ado, let's throw it over to Rick for a little bit of Jingle Bells. to last year when our executive producer Gary Graves thought it'd be good. You can't have, that is Gary Graves right there. You can't have a sing-along, you can't have a Christmas show or a holiday show without a sing-along. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, all of you, for singing along. It's now over to Joe Pavia with a look at what's happening in traffic. I just love it. Like I say, Joe's checking his phone for traffic. You got the computer on your phone there, Joe.
I do. It's pretty
he's got
cool.
Traffic and some headlines for us. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Craig. Actually, this is the busy point of the commute, and right now there's two collisions to tell you about on Hespeler Road and Eagle Street. Actually, they're both on Eagle Street at Hespeler Road. Very busy through that stretch. Also seeing highways 401 westbound from Hespeler Road to Highway 8 is backed up, and seeing volume of traffic on 7 and 24 to Guelph. In the news, a student at Sir John A. Macdonald High School was sent to hospital following a party by the school's boys varsity hockey team. A board official says activities at the party resembled rookie hazing, and the team's been suspended for the rest of the season as well. We'll hear the Federal Court of Appeal is set to decide today whether Canada's largest real estate board must open up access to home sales data to its realtor members, which it could then share with the public online.
Thank you very much. And now it's over to Jackie Sharkey with a check on our weather. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning. 2 degrees out there still this morning, cloudy skies. We are going to get up to a high of 5 today with mainly cloudy skies throughout today and into tonight. A low of 0 this evening, mainly cloudy, and a high of 5 for tomorrow. Sounds familiar? That's what we have today as well. Cloudy periods taking us into tonight, or tomorrow night as well, a low of -1. But there is sunshine in the forecast for Sunday, a high of 5. Right now we're at 2 degrees.
Thank you very much. You are listening to the Morning Edition on CBC Radio 1. We're coming to you live from the museum in downtown Kitchener. It is all part of our Sounds of the Season kickoff show. Now, it's important to note that this is just a kickoff show. This is just to start the month-long food and fundraising drive that we do every year. This is our 5th annual Sounds of the Season here in CBC Kiitchener-Waterloo, and it's been a great experience. Don't forget that all through the month of December, you can donate food and/or funds to the food bank. You can find a link on our website, cbc.ca/KW. You can also drop by the office with a non-perishable food item. We are at 117 King Street West in downtown Kitchener. We have just about a minute before we get to World Report. Who wants to hear a bit more of Amber McLean to take us off to World Report?
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed.
is 921-6879. 921-6879.
Yes, you do. You totally do.
921-6879 is the ticket. The winner of number 2 is 921-6670. 921-6670. Anyone excited about the new one?
Almost four then.
For package number 3
Impossible.
is
I do. Thank you.
921-6731. 921-6731. For number 4 is 921-6659. 921-6659. There, finally. The winner of package number 5 is 921-6914. 921-6914. There we go. Okay, good. And the winner of package number 6 is 921-6736. 921-6736. Really, just being here is its only prize, don't you think? And the silent auction will go till the end of the show. The center and the square tickets, which are pretty awesome. So if you want to get back and still do some silent auctioning, get back there and do that. We are about 6 minutes away from going back to air. Okay, so hold on. I want to tell you what's in this entertainment package. Kate, why don't you come up here and tell us? Ladies and gentlemen, the person that works the hardest on this show every year is Kate Bickard, everybody. A big, huge round of applause for Kate Bickard. She's going to tell us, Kate is going to tell us what's in the silent auction.
Okay, so there is 4 tickets from Center in the Square. One is for December 19th, which I believe is Natalie McMaster. There is an Alan Doyle pair of tickets. There's tickets to see Jim Cuddy, and there are tickets to see Randy Bachman. Then there is also a gift pack from the band Trent Severn. So they gave us a signed CD and a signed pair of socks, which are pretty fun. We have a t-shirt and a glass from Together We're Bitter Brewing here in Kiitchener. And then there's also tickets to go see a Christmas Carol next weekend. And I believe that's at a Kiitchener church.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Graves is showing us the autographed socks.
Gary's our Vanna White.
Oh, it says Trent Severn right on the socks.
It does say Trent Severn right on there, and they signed them, so that's...
So that, if the 4 pairs of awesome tickets to Center in the Square. And right now, I'm going to go people into this. It's sitting at what, $45?
That was the last I saw.
$45 for the silent auction right now. It's worth...
That would get you like 1 ticket to Randy Bachman.
Absolutely.
If even.
So head back there and get into the silent auction. All the money we raise will go to the food bank of Waterloo Region.
Absolutely. And if I can just say, can we all just give Craig a round of applause? We never get to say thank you to Craig for being so awesome.
Thank you very much.
He does everything I tell him. It's lovely.
Gary's back in his days when he used to work for Christie Auctions, walking through the crowd. minute.
I'm just the usher.
Every time we've mentioned it, it's gotten applause. The streets are open. It's like, yeah. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Norris. You are listening to the Morning Edition on CBC Radio 189.1 FM. It's the 1st of December. It's Sounds of the Season Day here at the Morning Edition. We are coming to you live from the museum in downtown Kitchener, where I have a couple of hundred friends with me in the audience this morning. Good morning to all of you, everybody. How about everybody here say a big round, say a big hello to everyone who's at home. Hi, everyone. If you're just waking up and you're noticing it's sounding different this morning, we're celebrating the work that the Foodbank of Waterloo Region does for our community. We're going to be talking about some upcoming holiday events in Uptown Waterloo, which is, we're hearing, open. King Street is open in Kiitchener-Waterloo. We're going to be talking about that in just a moment. We're also going to be speaking with the CEO of the museum, David Marskell. But before we get to any of it, Joe Pavey is here with a look at the roads and a look at some headlines. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Craig. Still seeing those two problems on Eagle Street at Hespeler Road. The highways in the region are starting to fill in, seeing the 401 westbound at Hespeler Road toward Highway 8 is filling up. Also some volume spots along 7 and 24 to Guelph. No major issues, though, just volume this morning. Two gay-friendly churches in Waterloo have been vandalized with graffiti. The LGBTQ-friendly Parkminster United Church in Waterloo and Emmanuel United Church had graffiti spray painted on its building just in the front entrance in the parking lot underneath the pride flag. And a student at Sir John A. Macdonald High School and the boys was sent to hospital after a party by the boys' varsity hockey team. And I'll have the details on these stories and others at 8:30. Also let you know that the hockey team has been suspended for the rest of the year.
Oh, thank you very much, Joe. So over to Jackie Sharkey. Jackie, before you do the weather, you're doing something that has been in the past a bit of a CBC tradition.
That's right.
Tell everyone what you're going to be doing.
So it was for a long time, Judy Madron led the Christmas Carol kind of event where there would be public readings all across the country of a Christmas Carol. So I'm going to be part of that. It's actually tied to our next interview as part of the event in Uptown this weekend at Emmanuel United Church in Uptown. So come on out tomorrow. I think it's around 2:45 if I got my time right. But
Awesome, thank you very much. And some weather from Jackie.
Yeah, so still 2 degrees out there, still cloudy. We're going to get up to a high of 5 degrees today, but it will stay mainly cloudy throughout the day and into tonight for that matter. A low at the freezing mark tonight, mainly cloudy into Saturday as well as we get up to a high again of 5 with cloudy periods for Saturday night. A low at -1, but there is sunshine in the forecast for Sunday. Looks like a high of 5 degrees again for Sunday with some cloud cover moving in on Sunday night and a low of -1. Right now we're at 2 degrees.
Thank you very much. And before we get on with the show, I just want to say something special as well, and that is for those of you who live in the Stratford area, or maybe you are on your way to Stratford. Judy Madron, you heard Jackie mention that Judy Madron. I don't know how many of you ever attended one of the Christmas Carol readings. It was amazing. Judy, it was a labor of love for Judy. She did it every year. Well, she now lives in Stratford, and they're going to be doing it in Stratford tonight at the Festival Theatre. So that'll be pretty cool. So I don't know if there are tickets left, but be sure to check that out. But as you heard Jackie say, and we've said it, and it's gotten applause every time, last night, King Street in Waterloo reopened. And now businesses in Uptown Waterloo are ready to celebrate. Rebecca Petrosevic is the Executive Administration Assistant at Uptown Waterloo BIA. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning.
It is a huge piece of news for everyone here that this has happened.
We're very excited, yes.
The BIA has organized something as well. It's the Holiday Marketplace for this weekend to celebrate the holidays. In the end, it's to celebrate the holidays, but be honest, a lot of it's just to celebrate the end of construction, right?
The end of construction season, for sure.
So what can people expect this weekend?
So we have 50 businesses all doing stuff in their own businesses from ugly sweater contests to there's a karaoke party, there's treats, there's just a wide variety of activities going on throughout Uptown Waterloo throughout the weekend that I think would be a lot of fun for anyone to come to. You can pop in as long as you like.
When I think about Uptown Waterloo, the businesses there are pretty diverse, right?
Very.
Was there anyone who said, I want to be part of this, that surprised you?
I mean, a little bit. We were pleasantly surprised. It's been a really tough season, and people I know are really busy just trying to get geared for Christmas, so we were really happy that we got the engagement that we did with 50 businesses, so we're really pleased.
And there's some really special sort of installations and things that are happening, right? Tell us about some of those.
Sure. So we have a photo booth in, I can't remember where right now, my apologies. It'll be on our website. And we have an elf cutout. There'll be carolers wandering the streets. We have a special trolley going on tonight and then all throughout the weekend. And we have a campfire with a sing-along going on tonight and tomorrow night.
Wow. So when does the light display in Waterloo Park open?
That opens tomorrow. So it opens tomorrow at 5 or 6.
You've kicked off the holiday season like this before, but we know it has been, as you said, and we've done many stories on the show about it, that it's been a tough year, particularly for businesses north of Erb there. What did you hear from businesses as you were planning this year's event?
They were really pleased that we were able to help them subsidize their events, and they were excited to kick things into gear for Christmas.
I know that you have to be impartial. I understand that. But is there something in particular that you're looking forward to seeing?
So I'm a big fan of karaoke. I love it.
Prove it.
I'm not going to lie. You don't want me to.
So karaoke,
The karaoke party is what
Cool.
I'm really stoked for.
Okay, so give us before we let you go, give us the details where people can get more information about what's happening this weekend.
For sure. So on our Facebook page, where there's a holiday marketplace event that you can like, and it'll have all the information there. It's also on our Twitter and Instagram, and on our website, uptownwaterloobia.com. Under the holiday marketplace, there's a full schedule of events there.
So it opens tonight.
Yes, it does.
I think I've been saying it's already open.
Well, it starts technically at 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, okay.
With the Waterloo Public Library, and they're having a storytelling time.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Rebecca Petrosevic, everybody. She's the Executive Administration Assistant at Uptown Waterloo BIA. Be sure to get Uptown Waterloo tonight and this weekend and avail yourselves of everything. Thank you very much for coming in, Rebecca. Please welcome back to the stage now the Blue Sky Singers. Heather, welcome back. We started with a very wonderful welcome and morning song. What are you going to perform for us now?
We're going to perform the Mohawk Friendship Song, and we're also going to sing the Seven Grandfathers Song, which is a song by Marie Gaudette that came to this area, and it's very, very popular.
Excellent. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Sky Singers.
Away,
Blue Sky Singers, amazing, wonderful. Thank you very much. It's 8:22 now on the Morning Edition. My name is Craig Norris. The newest member of the CBC K-W family is Peggy Lamb, and she's been meeting and greeting people in the audience today. I'm going to throw it over to her now because she has two more guests with her. Hello there, Peggy.
Hi, Craig. Thank you very much. So, yes, I have a couple more people that we're going to be talking to. We have some more of your local politicians in the House. Next to me, I have MPP Diane Verneil. Diane, you've been in Kitchener for 30 years. Is there like a holiday event in Kitchener that you most look forward to?
So I'm embarrassed to say it's even longer than 30. Let's push it toward 40-ish. The one event that I look forward to, can I say it's this event right here? You've been doing this now, is it about 3 years? Is that correct?
3 years here, 5 years altogether, though.
This is fantastic. So I'm looking out at this very large audience of people. What time did you all get here at? What time did you wake up at? And so, Craig, you're probably saying, now you know what I go through. Yes. Welcome to my world. But what a wonderful event that this is, that you bring the community together, that you're gathering food for the food bank. And thanks to CBC Kiitchener-Waterloo for informing us and entertaining us every day, right, everyone? And a big thanks to David Marscale here at the museum for hosting us. It's very generous of him to open up the doors and have us in here.
And you know, Kitchener is also an area where there's a lot of rich agriculture there. So do you have a local dish that you always like put on your table that you really enjoy?
Well, my background is Italian, and I'm looking across the way there, and I see Andrew Coppolino, and he and I connect oftentimes on our Italian heritage. For me, at this time of the year, we bring out all of the wonderful Italian dishes, and for us, it's panettone. It's an Italian kind of fruit cake, except, if I may say this, I hope I don't offend anyone, it actually tastes good.
Thank you, Diane. And also with me, we have the regional chair, Ken Sealing. Ken, how are you doing today?
Oh, it's just great. Nice to be up this early.
Right. And so, what is your favorite holiday tradition, Ken?
Well, a lot of them family things are really very important. I think that's one of the best times of year for family and for the emotional ties you have with family. It brings out, I think, the best in people. As many people know, I'm a great choral fan, and so I love the music of Christmas, and I'm already listening to it. I listen to the CBC stream every morning, put the Christmas stream on, and listen to it, and go to a lot of the choral concerts. The Philharmonic Choir always does something special. A lot of the church groups do, and for more than 40 years, I was actually directing a choir, so Christmas is my very favorite time because that's the nicest music of the year to be able to do with the choir.
And there you go. And do you think there's going to be a new holiday tradition next year where we get to take the LRT to go holiday shopping?
Well, not this year, but next year for sure. Don't plan on it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ken. And thank you, Diane, for you guys for both being here. Back to you, Craig.
Thank you very much. Well, you just heard that there. Chair Sealing just made some news. We're all going to be riding the Ion next year for sure, 100%. Thank you to both of you. I'm sorry, and I know I've said this on the air many times, and we don't have time to bring this conversation up now, but I wholeheartedly agree with Ms. Vernil's take on fruitcake. It's Andrew Coppolino and I have discussed it on air many times. We won't do that now, though, because the Twitter feed needs to light up with this, not that. It is our 5th annual Sounds of the season, and for 4 of those shows, we've broadcast live out of right here in the museum, downtown Kitchener. I think you'll all agree, those of you here in this room, this is an incredible place to do this. Our CBC team particularly enjoyed setting up in the rec room earlier to check it out for a family photo. That's upstairs. Someone else who really loves it here is David Marskell. He is the museum CEO. Good morning to you, David. As always, thank you for having us here.
Good morning, Craig and everybody. We're just delighted to be able to open our doors for this huge, important community event.
You guys were recently closed, right? You closed for the month of September. What was happening there?
We had all of our lighting redone throughout the entire building. We've already seen reduction in our hydro bill, which is great, and we're looking at perhaps 10 or 15% overall, which is wonderful.
Wow. So people that are going to walk through the doors right now, what are some highlights? What's here right now that people can avail themselves of?
So currently, yes, we have the rec room as a backdrop to awkward family photos. There's over 250 photographs upstairs, which are idyllic family life, just caught in an awkward moment. They're really, really fun. There's pets and grandparents and holidays and vacations.
And they're real. It's important. They were photos that were really taken. Yeah.
And some of them are unbelievably real. And I just don't understand how they got there. But anyway, we also, on our 3rd level, have a really wonderful collection from the Personal Computing Museum of personal computers going back to the beginning, to the mid-70s. They're all working. It's great to see people, my vintage and younger, saying, that was my first, or I did my thesis on that one. And then to see the kids, they're all operating the computers, to see the kids come and see Donkey Kong or Pong or some game that they've never heard of before. So.
Or a Commodore VIC-20, which is what I had. Yeah,
it's up there.
So what's coming up in the new year? What are you excited about?
We're very excited. We will be celebrating our 15th anniversary in 2018. It's an incredible journey that this community raised $17 million going back 17, 18 years ago to reclaim this, what was Gowdy's department store. And it was before my time, but what an amazing vision it was to do that and to open. So we've got some plans to celebrate that and to recall some of our wonderful exhibits, the Warhol exhibit, the Titanic exhibit, and we will be launching January 25th, Interaction, and it's a new media show. It's a very large scale new media show. So we're really pleased. Lots to come, and it's a big year for us.
David Marskell, CEO of the museum. Always a pleasure to be here, David. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are honored to be here. He's such a great host. We cannot thank him enough. We are going to go take you to Joe Pavia's newscast now with some more of our house musician. A big round of applause for Amber McLean.
After what seems like a closure that lasted forever for retailers, King Street.
So after this, we come back and we briefly say goodbye till tomorrow. No, till Monday. Till tomorrow. Well, I'm on tomorrow, but here's a piece of news. The show I host on Saturdays in the QC is pre-taped, so I actually don't come on Saturdays. I know, sorry. Once I wipe it, it's gone. So yes, we're gonna just come back and say goodbye, and then we're gonna sort of make our way over to the door so we can thank you all in person for coming, all the team. If there's time, and I hope there is, we're going to get to a thank you of everyone who helped get the show on the air, because it's a very long list. So yeah, we'll be back in like I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. We have a winner of the silent auction. It is Karen Temple. Karen Temple won the silent auction. It is an amazing entertainment package.
appreciate that. I wish. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. Well, the show is over, everybody. Yeah. But we continue to collect food and funds for the Food Bank of Waterloo Region all throughout December. You can find out more about that at cbc.ca/KW. Jackie Shark is here with a check on the weather now.
Right now, still cloudy and 2 out there. We will get up to a high of 5 today, but it'll stay cloudy into tonight as well, a low at 0.
Thank you very much. I hope we have time to do all this because we have a lot of people to thank. It is Friday. It's the day we like to say thank you to everyone. Our executive producer is Mr. Gary Graves. Thank you to Melanie Ferrier, Peggy Lamb, Flora Pan, Joe Pavia, Carmen Ponciano, and Jackie Sharkey. And a huge, please, round of applause for Kate Bickert, who works every year so hard on this show. From the museum, we want to thank Ellie Evans, Megan Hawkins, and Daniel McPherson, our sound guy, who I think slept for 3 hours last night. Our volunteers from Conestoga College are Derek Charbonneau, Katie Green, Karina Kajishima, Saifo Mohammed, and Ahmed Khan. Thank you very much to all of the people from Conestoga College who helped us. Yes. Our raffle sponsors are Center in the Square, Trent Severn, Together We're Bitter Brewing, the Waterloo Regional Police Service, City of Waterloo, Halton County Railway Museum, and for matter of taste, a big round of applause to Don and Fong for caffeinating us. Thank you very much to all of our guests and to all of you here in the museum. It means everything to us that you would hang out with us. Everyone for listening at home. And remember that you can donate food at the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. You can do it online. You can do it at our website, cbc.ca/KW. Follow the links. I am Craig Norris. I'll be with you as always tomorrow at 5 p.m. on In the Key of C. On behalf of everyone here, thank you very much for spending your Sounds of the Season with us. We'll see you again on Monday. Thank you, everybody. Amber McLean.